There are generals in the faith, if we want to call them that, over these last few years, passed away. Yonggi Cho, he passed away 2 hours after my dad died. Others last year, many maybe at different ministry gifts, and I don't know what to say levels, but you know what I mean, different aspects of anointing, whether local or regional, national, international. We're living in a new day, a new time. God is not leaving a vacuum. He never leaves a vacuum. Every time somebody goes who is a spiritual father or mother or somebody that's represented something, what it does, it then makes room for others to then come into that space, so there is no vacuum. But they're not coming into that space to do the same thing in the same way as what has gone before. They're stepping into that place in the Spirit because God has called people to move into those places to fulfill His purposes and what He wants to do now. And so Joshua steps into the scene. He's been trained. He's been in the presence of God. He stayed in the tent when Moses left. He stayed around the presence of God. And God is training us to be presence of God people. Because if we're not a presence of God person, we'll never become a man or a woman of war, of victory, of overcoming. I'm going to talk a little bit about intimacy in a few minutes. And intimacy is not what you think it is with Jesus. And we've already been bursting some of those bubbles. But let's just speak into the first few verses of Joshua 1 for a moment. Off the back of what Simon brought, you can't preach like that for 45 minutes without losing your voice unless it's in the Spirit. So why do we have a message like that? Because God is saying to us at this time, be courageous, be strong and very courageous. Why does He say that? Because He knows opposition and challenge is on its way. Then He says in verse 7, be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Interesting, the word careful comes up several times. Be careful. What does that mean? It means watch your life closely. Watch what goes in here, through here. Watch what goes on up here. Watch what goes on in here. Watch what goes on in here.